This week, let's take a look at the second half of the Cloud Basics training. Hi, I'm Ron Hogue. Last week, we began the Cloud Basics training, and I talked about what the cloud is. This week, I wanted to look at virtualization and how it relates to cloud computing. In the previous video, we talked about the cloud. In this video, I want to look at virtualization and cloud computing. So the first question is, what is virtualization? Well, you're familiar with a computer, and that computer has physical resources like a CPU and memory and hard drive and network card and video card and all these different hardware pieces that all work together to make your computer a computer. Well, if you were to look at your computer right now, I doubt that you're even using 10% of your computer's potential. Virtualization allows us to better utilize the resources that we have available in a machine. So let's take our computer away and introduce a server. Now this server has a lot more resources than your computer. It has a lot more CPU and RAM and hard disk space, so much so that it'll even cover up the title of your PowerPoint slide. How does this help us? Well, we can take software and put software on this server in order to get multiple machines on it. And so this software that we will install is called a hypervisor. And a hypervisor is just software that allows us to create virtual machines on this physical machine. We had the resources of CPU, memory, hard drive space, and all of those can be emulated inside software. We can have this pretend environment where all of this hardware seems to be. And we create that environment through that software called a hypervisor. With this software, we can put several virtual machines on a single physical machine. Now, this idea of putting multiple machines on one isn't anything new. We've been doing this for decades with mainframes and dumb terminals. Virtualization allows us to have fewer physical machines. In the example I show here, we have one server that replaces 12 physical machines. With fewer physical machines to purchase, I've now lowered my capital expenditures. Instead of having to buy 12 machines, I only had to buy one. Additionally, we have centralized management with virtualization. That means that instead of having to manage 12 individual machines, I only have to manage one server. And all the updates or patches that I need to do for each of those individual machines, I can just push through from one central location. So with the centralized management, I have lower operational expenses because it takes less effort to manage these multiple machines. How does all of this relate to cloud computing? In cloud computing, we have servers running these virtual machines for us. And when we need additional computing resources, we get another server and we begin to add other virtual machines. And these could be larger virtual machines or smaller virtual machines depending on the business need. Everything comes at a cost. So there is something to pay for each of these machines. Of course, the smaller the machine, the less the expense. The larger the machine, the more expensive it'll be. But we have a monthly charge or a processing, a per hour charge based on the use of these virtual machines on these servers. Where do these servers exist? Well, these servers exist in a data center. And a data center is nothing more than a large warehouse where we hold multiple servers. If your data center happens to be this one, it looks like that it was created in the 70s and is managed by Greg Brady. Now this data center could be anywhere. Let's say it's in Southern California and you're over here on the East Coast doing your computing. If you're somewhere and your computer is somewhere else, you are cloud computing. You've chosen to pay for the computing that you need when you need it. You don't know where that machine is, and truthfully, it doesn't matter. You just know that your computing needs are being met because someone is providing you the service of cloud computing. So that's it. I hope you got a lot out of my Cloud Basics training. If you would, please drop me a comment below and let me know what you thought of the training, both last week's and this week's. I'd be happy to hear from you. If this is good stuff, like it, tweet it, subscribe it, and share it. I'm Ron Hogue. I'll see you in the next video.